Hey everybody, and welcome back to the board meeting. Today we are going to be talking about collecting different board games, and I'm going to be talking about my 5 games that I collect that I really like. These are my top 5 games that I collect, basically. And when it comes to collecting things, I have collected a lot of things over the years. Before I started playing board games, which now I would say I collect board games, but I also play a lot of board games. They don't just sit on my shelf. Before that, I collected a lot of different things. A lot of it was sports related stuff, sports memorabilia, cards, jerseys, autographs, stuff like that. But now I seem to be finding myself collecting certain board games. So we're going to be talking about my 5 board games that I collect that I really like. And some of them I play more than others, and I'll get into that when I get to those specific games. I do want to talk about one honorable mention quick, and that is Star Wars Rivals. And why it didn't quite make this list is because it's a relatively new game. There's not a lot of stuff out there for it. There is season 1 or whatever, and hopefully they come out with a season 2 because I want to get more of the Star Wars Rivals stuff. It's a very light head-to-head game, and I do hope they would come out with more stuff for it so that I can get more stuff for it. So let's actually get to these games, my 5 games that I collect. And the first one is a game that I've been talking about a lot recently, but I had to put it on this list. That is Marvel United. Now, I don't own any of the Kickstarter stuff for this game, and there is a ton of Kickstarter stuff. Like, hundreds of characters have come out for like Kickstarter exclusive stuff. I have most of the stuff that is out for retail for this game. There's 3 core boxes that are currently out on retail, and then there are several expansions with a few different characters and villains in each of those. This is one of those games, I have a ton of stuff for it, just without even the Kickstarter stuff. But it's a game that comes out to the table a lot. It's got a plug and play nature to it. You're going to pick certain heroes that come with a deck of cards, and then you're going to pick a villain. And it's a very simple system that you're just plugging and play, picking characters, picking a villain, you're good to go. And it's very easy to get to the table. So this is one of those games that the collectability nature of it, the bloat of it all, doesn't make it impossible to come to the table. It doesn't make it more intimidating to come to the table because it's such an easy plug and play nature of this game. It's very simple too. So you're like, if you know the basic rules of Marvel United, you pick the heroes, you pick the villain. The villain's got some special rules that you can read in a minute or two, and you're ready to go. And so yeah, Marvel United had to make this list because I want more and more stuff for it, and it's going to continue to come to the table. The multiverse Kickstarter, which I did back, is going to be delivering in a couple months, I believe. So I'm really excited about that. So stay tuned for the review for that. So let's go to the next game then. This is another Marvel game. This is a game that I've loved over the last several years. This is Marvel Champions, the card game, which is an LCG, a living card game, where you are going to, much like Marvel United, you're going to pick a hero, and then you're going to pick a villain to verse against. This is a lot more complex of a game, for sure, though. And it's not as easy to plug and play in this game, because you can pick a hero, and then you have to build a deck for that hero. Unless you leave the heroes all constructed into a deck, which I am slowly starting to leave all my heroes in decks so that I can just pick them up and play. But yeah, you're supposed to basically build a deck for each of these heroes. The game's a little bit more complex, like I said, than Marvel United. I love this game. I own everything for Marvel Champions. Tons and tons of heroes, tons and tons of villains, tons of campaign. I think there's 6 campaign expansions. A 7th one is on the way. There's a core box. There is a lot of stuff for this game, and I own it all. And it's one of those games, the bloat for me has hurt the game. But I've gone so far getting everything for this game that I want to continue to get everything for this game. I have all the cards in this game sleeved. I've got 2 huge boxes filled with characters, villains, and heroes, and just the extra aspect cards. So that the bloat of this game has hurt it from coming to the table regularly. Where before I was playing this game constantly, now it's slowed down to a trickle where I play this game when new heroes come out. I play them like once or twice, and I'm like, okay, and I put the game away. And so if they announced tomorrow that they were done making stuff for Marvel Champions, I would probably be happy. I have more than enough stuff. I have an infinite amount of variability just with this game because each of these heroes you can add. You're going to build that deck, which can be of 4 different aspects, and I've got tons of cards to build these decks from. So even if I make the same aspect deck, there's a lot of variability. I can just build from that, just from that one aspect. But there's 4 aspects that you can build it from, and so I do love this game. I think it's really well done. It's just that that bloat has hurt it a little bit for me, but I want to continue to get everything for this game. So when they do announce we're done, I have everything. I have a full set because I'm OCD like that a little bit. I've gone so far getting everything that I want to continue to get everything. So yes, that is Marvel Champions, the card game. Next, we're going to a game that virtually never gets played. And it's a shame because I really like this game. This is Star Wars Destiny. This is a CCG that it's basically Magic meets dice. You know, you're building decks that have certain characters, and these characters come with dice, and you're going to be rolling these dice. It's a very fast-paced Magic the Gathering game with dice, and I love the system. I like Star Wars as an IP, so I liked collecting all of the different heroes, and I like the dice in this. They're really well done. They're custom dice. Each of these heroes has these custom dice on them, and I just think it's really fun, fast-paced game. But yeah, it almost never gets to the table. This is a game that died after a couple of years. You know, I thought this game was going to continue going on for a long time, and after a couple of years, it just didn't seem to be selling that well, so they cut it off, and it's no more. It's no longer in print, which is a shame because I think it's a really good game, and you just can't find people to play this game, or I can't in my area, which stinks. But I still like to go through my cards every once in a while, looking at them. I'm like, yeah, I wish I could play this game, but you know, it's hard to find people to play this game with. So it's one of those games that, like, I think I've played this game twice in the last year or 2 years maybe. So it's kind of a shame, but it is what it is. So yeah, that is Star Wars Destiny. Now we're going to another game, but this game gets played all the time, constantly, at least once a month or so, probably more than that. This is Unmatched, and I've talked about Unmatched a ton of times on this channel because it's one of my all-time favorite games. And like Marvel United, the bloat of this game does not hurt it at all. In fact, it makes this game come to the table more. It is a very fast game to set up. You pick one of these heroes, and there's 50 different heroes. That hero comes with a deck of cards, a miniature, maybe some sidekicks, and a health token. You put them out on the map, and you are ready to go. So that bloat doesn't hurt it at all. And I have all of the unmatched characters in separate decks. So you know, you pick a hero, boom, grab that deck, and you're good to go, and you're already ready for the game. So bloat doesn't hurt this game at all. In fact, like, the more characters I have for this game, the more variability this game has. So I'm like, yes, more and more and more. I love this game. This is an automatic back for me. Anytime any Unmatched set comes out, I will back it. In fact, and you can see some of my Unmatched stuff right there, I have duplicates of a couple different sets just because I wanted to make sure I had a couple, and they said they were going to go out of print. So I was like, okay, I'm going to grab some of these too. Also, I buy some whenever they're on sale to give away to friends because I like my friends owning some of this because, for selfish reason, if they have this game and I have this game, it's going to come to the table more and more because I love this game. Unmatched is fantastic. So yes, that is the fourth game we're talking about. And the last game we are talking about is a relatively new game. This came out last year. This is another CCG. This is Disney Lorcana. Like I said, it's a CCG. There are 2 sets of cards for this, Disney Lorcana so far. They have 5 starter decks that you can go out and buy. You can buy a ton of packs and build decks from there. What I've done basically for me is I've bought all 5 starter decks that are available currently, and I've bought some packs here and there, and I've altered those starter decks slightly. And I hope they continue with each new set to come out with these starter decks because it's a great way to start this game. And the game is it's pretty simple. It's like Magic the Gathering, but right now it is quite significantly simpler than Magic the Gathering. I can play this game with my girlfriend or people who aren't used to the complexity of CCGs. It's very straightforward. Also, you get the characters from Disney that you grew up loving, like Aladdin and Genie. You can get Jafar, you can get the Seven Dwarves, you can get Moana, you can get all these characters from Disney movies that you love. And you open up these packs and you're like, oh, here's this character. Oh, that's really cool. And there's a bunch of different versions of those characters as well, in all the different I don't know what they're called, aspects or whatever the variety of them are called. But it's a really good game. I was really surprised by Disney Lorcana, and I'm really excited for the future. I'm excited for them to continue to grow this game, continue maybe adding a couple things here and there, making the game a little bit more complex. And it's great that the game started out simple, and I think it'll get more and more complex as these new sets come out, as there's more different keywords, as there's more different things that you can build with these decks. But right now, I'm really happy with how Disney Lorcana has come out. So yes, that is our last game we are talking about today. So make sure to comment down below. What are some of the games that you feel like you collect and play, hopefully? Hopefully you get them to table, unlike my Star Wars Destiny. But yes, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe to see more weekly content from me, Shane, at the board meeting in the future. Hope you all have an amazing day. Take care.